I will start today's session. Okay, in today's class we are going to discuss about problems in MSME sector or challenges faced by MSME sector. Compared to large scale company, MSME sector have their own challenges or difficulties. Okay, so in today's class we are going to discuss about them. Common problems that MSME face are high interest rates, the rising cost of raw materials, obsolescence of technology, restricted access to market, availability of skilled labor, and compliance with regulatory systems. So these are the general problems faced by MSME sector. We are going to discuss about these in detail. Okay, interest rates again. MSME or any business different sources. It may be from banks, financial institutions. It may be from even if it is a micro or small scale industry. Okay, personal loans also may be taken from friends or relatives like that. Okay. So again, the interest rates will vary. So if you take loan from bank, comparatively, it is possible for you to get loans at low interest rates compared to private finance companies, okay, or finance institutions. The rising cost of raw materials. Again, raw material cost doesn't remain same. Okay, depending on various factors, raw material cost also will vary, and most of the times the cost of raw materials will increase. Okay, that also results in increase in production cost of most of the products, and even if there is increase in petrol or diesel price, even obviously that will have an impact on the manufacturing sector, since you have to transport materials products from one location to another location. Okay, so if there is rise in petrol or diesel price, then obviously that will have an adverse impact on the MSME or any of the manufacturing sector. Next, restricted access to market. Compared to large companies, so MSME will operate in a within a very small market. Okay, so they may operate in the at the district level, or they may be operate. Okay, or they may be operate at state level. Okay, so but compared to large companies will have a huge market. Even they will operate throughout the world. Some of the companies will operate in different countries, whereas this MSME sector, their market is limited to some states or some districts. Okay, or even if it is a micro scale company, okay, or micro scale enterprise, it may be operating at taluk level. Okay, so like or at village level also some micro enterprises will operate. Okay, next, availability of skilled labor. Again, people or skilled labor always want to work in well established companies. They want brand name so that they will get good recognition in the society. Okay, so you might have seen people have pride to work in some of the well established companies like Mercedes Benz, Toyota. If it is a service sector, Infosys, Wipro. Okay, people find it they want to be with these well established companies rather than companies which we don't know. Okay, so that is a disadvantage for MSME sector. Skilled labor, okay, they don't remain in the same company if it is not having a brand value, or if it is not a well established company. Okay, next, compliance with regulatory systems. Again, we know nowadays MSME sector is complaining about GST or tax system. Okay, and they are facing a lot of legal issues related to this tax. and some MSME they have closed their operations because of GST implementation. Okay, so like that, if there is change in policies of the government, okay, that will have an adverse effect on MSME sector. That is the compliance with regulatory systems. Again, this will directly depend on the policies of the government. Next, we are going to discuss about this in detail. Lack of availability of adequate and timely credit. So, any business firm, okay, so they used to make loan. So, ಸಾಲ ತಗೊಂಡಲ್ಲೇ business ಮಾಡೋದು ತುಂಬಾ rare. That I told you in the previous class also. Okay, most of the business organizations, so they depend on banks and other financial institutions for loan. So that is part of the integral part of the business. Loan is the integral part of any business. Okay, that's why compared to the well-established large-scale companies, for MSMEs, it is difficult to get loan from the bank. If they don't get loan from the bank, or if they don't get the capital, then okay, so they will lose an advantage to upgrade the existing system or to expand their market. They will lose that opportunity because of lack of capital. That is the challenge for MSME sector, lack of availability of adequate and timely credit. MSME face difficulty in obtaining adequate and timely capital on competitive terms. Competitive terms means interest rate. Okay, if it is possible for a company to get loan at less interest rate, it is an advantage. If they are not, if it is not possible for any company or any enterprise to get loan at less interest rate, then that will be a problem. Okay, that will increase costs of operation. And again, if they don't repay the loan properly, then they have to pay huge interest rates. Okay, then that will be a problem for the MSME sector. Okay, so capital on competitive terms means so loan, okay, at less interest rates. The major reason for this problem is the high risk perception among the banks with regard to this sector and the high transaction cost for loan appraiser. So why banks will hesitate to give loan for MSME sector is there are reasons. Okay, so when they evaluate the repayment, okay, or the possibility of repayment of these loans, okay, compared to large scale companies, so here there's a problem of NPA, non-performing asset. Okay, what do I mean by non-performing asset? If you read newspapers, quite often you hear this term NPA, non-performing asset. What do you mean by this? And we know famous defaulters who are living lavish life in UK and some other countries. Okay, so the loans taken by those big businessmen like Malia. Okay, so they are NPS now. Okay, so if someone don't repay the loan, okay, so for few years, then that loan will be considered as non-performing asset. That means the possibility of getting repayment of that loan is almost okay, so the chance of repayment is very less, and they go for taking other legal actions, but that will be a burden on the bank, and some banking systems will collapse because of rise in NPA. Okay, so by considering this aspect, the risk of repayment, that means many small and medium scale enterprises which took loan, they have not repaid the loans within the time period of repayment. Okay, because of that reasons, nowadays banks hesitate to give loan to MSME sector. And other than that, cost for loan appraiser is also high. Cost of loan appraiser means, suppose if a bank is giving loan, then okay, they will do an estimation. Okay, how much assets you are having, okay, what are the assets you are having, and what is the value of your asset. Even if you are taking home loan, Okay, bank officials will visit and they will do an estimation. Okay, what is the market value of your home or site in which you are constructing a home? Based on that, they will approve the loan, and based on that, they will decide, okay, how much money so they can give as loan. Similarly, if a MSME is if suppose a businessman who is running micro, small or medium scale enterprise, if we apply for getting loan from the bank, again the officials will do the same evaluation. And again, so here, because lot of risk involved in repayment in MSME sector, so bank officials also will evaluate in detail. They will put more effort, okay, and that will take lot of time and lot of effort, lot of resources of the bank itself. Okay, that is the cost of loan appraisal. So one loan sanction ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಕನ್ಫರ್ಮ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೆ, ಸೊ ವೆದರ್ ರೀಪೇ ಮಾಡೋ ಕೇಪಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಇದೆಯಾ ಇಲ್ವಾ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಸೊ ಆ ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್ ನ ವಿ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಲೋನ್ ಅಪ್ರೈಸರ್. ಓಕೆ, the level of non-performing assets is also very high in this segment. Hence, banks are reluctant to provide credit to MSME. As MSME find it difficult to furnish collaterals. So in previous class we discussed about collateral loan. Okay, at times in previous class we discussed how government is going to provide assistance for a person who is going to start MSME or who is going to run MSME. Okay, so collateral means so someone has to give surety on behalf of you. Okay, so that is the collaterals. For MSME sector it is difficult to find collaterals. They have to pay higher interest rates. So you have seen compared to banks, okay, it is easy to get loan from private finance firms. Okay, so ನಿಮಗೆ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಲ್ಲಿ ಸಾಲ ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮೀಟರ್ ಬಡ್ಡಿಗೆ ಸಾಲ ಸುಲಭವಾಗಿ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, even some of the vendors, people who do business in vegetable markets, okay, some will take 500, 1000, 2000, 3000 in the morning, okay, and they will repay with the loan in the evening. So ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ 1000 ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ರೆ ಸಂಜೆ ಅಷ್ಟೊತ್ತಿಗೆ 1100 ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. Okay, that is the meter ಬಡ್ಡಿ. The reason why they are ready to pay this much of interest is, so if the same vegetable vendor go to bank, so the banking system will ask for proofs. Okay, it will ask for asset, it will ask for surety. So these poor people, they are not able to provide all these things. What they will do is they don't get loan from the bank. Next thing is the leftover option is they will go for private finance firms. So ಬಡ್ಡಿ ವ್ಯವಹಾರ ಮಾಡೋರು ಅಥವಾ ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಫೈನಾನ್ಸ್ ಫರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಹತ್ರ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ. So they are ready to take this risk, but so the interest rates are very high. So that's why many so vendors, okay, they will take loan in the morning and they will repay in the evening. Okay, so one dinಕ್ಕೆ 100, 200, so 10%, 20% per day. So they are paying interest rates. So that's why that is called as meter ಬಡ್ಡಿ. Okay, so ಒಂದು ದಿನ ಕಟ್ಟಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾಳೆ ದಿನ ಇನ್ನೂ ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಬಿಟ್ಟೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Okay, so compared to banking system, if you prefer to take loan from other firms, you have to pay high interest rates. Easily you may get loan, but you have to pay high interest rates. Okay, so that is the problem. And even MSME sectors, at times they have to opt for private firms. The reason is it is difficult for them to get loans from the banks because of these reasons. This is the rise in NPA from 2009 to 19. Okay, in 2009, out of the loan amount issued, so only 2.31% was the NPA. Okay, but in 2018, out of the loan amount sanctioned, okay, 11.18% of the loan issued is NPA. In 2019, it is 9.08. You can see, okay, so over the years, So every year NPA amount is rising. That's why we are seeing a crisis in the banking sector. Okay, some banks uh, have shut down, some banks gone for merger, and some banks, okay, so they have not operated for few days. Okay, RBI put an hold on operations on some of the banks. So these are the things happening around us. The reason is, so because of the mismanagement in the banking sector and because of the rise in NPA, okay, so banks are unable to perform properly. And what is the NPA value now? So ಎಷ್ಟು ಲಕ್ಷ ಕೋಟಿ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಿಗೆ ಸಾಲ ವಾಪಸ್ ಕೊಡದಲ್ಲೇ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಿಂಗ್ ಸೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಡು ಯು ನೋ ದಿ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಆಫ್ NPA now? So what is the value of NPA at present? So we know about Vijay Mallya. Okay, how much he has to repay? Vijay Mallya ಎಷ್ಟು ಲೋನ್ ತಗೊಂಡಿರೋದು ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ? How much he has to repay? Mohammed Tafim. Sanjay.
Sir.
What is the NPA value at present? ಅಥವಾ ವಿಜಯ್ ಮಲ್ಯ ಎಷ್ಟು ಲೋನ್ ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾನೆ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಸ್ ಇಂದ? How much he has to repay? Okay, Vijay Mallya has taken 9,000. It is a small amount when we compare the actual NPA value. Okay, so the actual NPA value is more than 10 lakh crore. Okay, 10 ಲಕ್ಷ ಕೋಟಿಗಿಂತ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಲೋನ್ ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅದನ್ನ ರೀಪೇ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ದೇರ್ ಆರ್ ಮೆನಿ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಮೆನ್, ಅವರೆಲ್ಲ ಆರಾಮಾಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ದೇ ಆರ್ ಲೀಡಿಂಗ್ ಲಕ್ಸುರಿ ಲೈಫ್, ದೆನ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ದೇ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ರೀಪೇಯಿಂಗ್. ಸೊ ಸುಮಾರು ಕಂಪ್ನೀಸ್ ಮುಚ್ಚೋಗಿದೆ, ಬಟ್ ಇಂಡಿವಿಜುವಲಿ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಲೀಡಿಂಗ್ ಎ ಲ್ಯಾವಿಶ್ ಲೈಫ್. And because of this reason, banking sector is in problem. Okay, and we know only few names, there are many other names. Okay, so our policy makers, they assured us that they will bring black money. Okay, so black money tartaro bidtaro ad bekagilla. Suppose if they are able to, okay, so get this, if they are able to reduce the NPA, so that is a huge contribution to the banking sector. Instead of bringing black money, if they are successful in getting the repayment of loans given to big business corporate houses, big businessmen, okay, that is better than giving assurances related to bringing black money and all those things. Okay, next, inadequate infrastructural facilities. So infrastructural facilities play an important role in attracting investment. Okay, if there are good roads, good transportation facilities, if the power supply is uninterrupted, okay, and if a country, if a nation or if a society is capable of providing all these facilities to a business firm, okay, then they will be ready to invest money. Okay, the infrastructure facilities such as power, water and roads are often poor and unreliable, which can lead to problems like difficulties in reaching the target markets in an efficient and profitable manner. So most of the MSMEs, okay, they also operate at district headquarters, even at in taluks, in even some of the micro enterprises. Okay, so they operate at in rural areas also. Okay, the problem they are facing is again availability of power, water and transportation facilities. Okay, and again suppose in any city, if government is able to build infrastructure, that will result in increase in investment, like metro facility in Bangalore. Okay, if government invest on having metro facility, okay, then obviously that will attract investors. Poor physical infrastructure hurts the productivity and competitiveness of Indian MSME. Food processing industry in India, this is an example. Food processing industry in India has been facing non-availability of adequate critical infrastructure facilities like cold chains and packing and grading centers. Okay, you know the problems faced by farmers. Okay, at times they don't get good price for their for whatever they have, okay, produced. Okay, so that is the problem. Again, if there is if farmers are not getting good price for tomato, okay, if there is a cold storage facilities, and if there are technologies available, okay, so to store the tomato for 2 months, 3 months, then that will be an added advantage. Okay, because of lack of storage facilities and cold chains, okay, farmers are facing problems when they don't get price. What they will do is, so they will so ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಸುರಿದು ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ marketing ಮಾರಕ್ ಬಂದ್ರೆ. So you have seen all those things. Okay, this is a still existing problem. If there are cold chains and if there are enough warehouses throughout the country, then farmers may get benefit out of that. Okay, export oriented segments such as garments, leather and jewelry they are facing lack of connectivity to ports. Next, technological backwardness and lack of product innovation. In order to survive and to be competitive in the present global environment, it is critical to use the latest technology and invest in research and development for product innovation. Okay, since compared to large companies, MSMEs faces challenges regarding capital. Okay, one thing is getting capital. Another thing is if they invest on new technology, so there is no guarantee that they can survive in the market for 2 or 3 years so that they can get back the investment. There's uncertainty. Okay, because of that, always they will be in a disadvantage. So with the help of new technologies, suppose if you are able to upgrade a manual production system into an automated one, it may be possible for you to reduce labor cost. But again, in order to get back the investment on the automated system, you have to operate for number of years and you have to produce in large quantity. You have to go for mass production and you have to operate for number of years. That may not be possible for, or that may not be feasible for a small scale company. Okay, so that is the disadvantage. They cannot implement the technologies immediately, or they cannot invest on technologies like large scale companies can do. And these MSMEs, most of the times they cannot have their own R&D department. That is another disadvantage. They cannot invest on research and development. Knowledge gap of MSME will increase with the digital divide and rapid changes in technology. Due to their small scale of operation, MSME have limited access to research and development and cannot invest much in acquiring modern technologies. This is a major barrier in scaling up their operation. Scaling up their operation means so expanding the market or increasing the production volume. Lack of access to market. MSME often do not have adequate resources to link to diverse markets beyond their immediate vicinity. Again, they will operate within a particular vicinity. So that means within a state, within the country. The limited access to larger markets in terms of market linkages, transport and information exchange seriously undermines the demand for their products. If it is possible for a company to export its products, okay, always it will be in an advantage. Okay, so but most of the MSMEs cannot do that. This is a limitation and constraint to profitability and growth. Next, difficulty in finding and retaining human resources. This is another challenge with MSME. Okay, after your graduation, if you don't get job immediately, what you will do is, so you will go to some industrial area like Pinya. Okay, so you may get a job for 12-15,000 initially. Then after 1 or 2 years, you will get some experience. You will get some skills. Then what you will do is, you don't retain in the same small company. Okay, you will jump from that company to another company where you will get good salary and better benefits. So because of this reason, MSME always face a challenge of lack of skilled labor. Okay, so most of the MSMEs, they cannot provide facilities like large scale companies because of their own reasons. Okay, because of these reasons, the retention rate, that means people don't work for much years in a same company or in these small companies. Okay, face a deficit in manpower with the right skill set for specific areas like manufacturing, service, and marketing. Human resource problem is further raised by the low retention rate. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕಡಿಮೆ ವರ್ಷ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. Low retention rate, as MSME are generally unable to match large enterprises in terms of work environment and remuneration. Remuneration means salary and other benefits. Impact of World Trade Organization compliance and regulatory system. Okay, so we are going to discuss about this GATT agreement in upcoming class. Okay, since we are in a globalized world, so we have liberalized our market. Now ours is a liberalized market. That means any manufacturing company has to compete in the global market. Otherwise, large companies or other companies will import from China or some other companies where the cost of the same component is less compared to yours. Okay, that means even a micro scale enterprise has to compete in the global market. So this is a challenge for MSMEs. So why it is based on the agreement we signed. Okay, that is the GATT agreement. Based on that, we opened our market, we liberalized, and now we are in a globalized world. MSME are vulnerable to the impact of World Trade Organization regulations, as they are now in direct competition with companies in Southeast Asian countries and China, which can manufacture goods at a lower cost. So what is the problem with this WTO regulations is, you cannot impose more taxes, okay, on import goods. So you have to impose taxes within the framework of this agreement. So ನೀವು ಚೈನಾ ಬುದ್ಧಿ ಕಲಿಸಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬೇರೆ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ರೇಟ್ ನ ಚೀನಾ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಗೆ ಇಂಪೋಸ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. The reason is, so we have signed an agreement. Because of the political issue, you cannot come out of that agreement. ಅದರಿಂದ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಬಂದ್ರೆ we have to face other problems and other consequences. That's why we have to look into a lot of things. It is a very complicated world. Okay, and Indian companies don't have other options. So they have to become competitive. They have to compete with the global market. Okay, in last 25 to 30 years, okay, we are able to compete. Even many of the Indian startups, Indian small and medium scale sectors, they are able to compete in the global market. Still, okay, in coming days also they have to do the same thing. Because of the policies of the government, now they are facing a lot of problems. Okay, if there is increase in tax rate, obviously that will make some of the products produced in India, okay, so uncompetitive. So production cost increase ಆಯ್ತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ compete ಮಾಡೋದು ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ global level ಅಲ್ಲಿ. Okay, so that is the problem. So tax rates increase ಆದರೆ ಅಥವಾ petrol diesel price increase ಆದರೆ, so that will have that will result in a problem for the MSME or any of the business sector, even for the large scale companies. Okay, MSME will face greater competition from imports because since ours is a liberal market or globalized world, so suppose a car manufacturing company can import components or some of the sub-assemblies, parts from any country in the world. Okay, it is not necessary that they have to procure from the suppliers in Bangalore itself. So Bangalore alira car manufacturing company ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೂ ಇಂಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದು. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿರೋರನ್ನ ಪ್ರಿಫರ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿರೋರು ಸೊ ಬೇರೆಯವ್ರಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಕಡಿಮೆ ರೇಟಿಗೆ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ ಕಾಂಪೊನೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ನ ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಸಪ್ಲೈ. ಓಕೆ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದಿ ಗ್ಲೋಬಲ್ ಕಾಂಪಿಟೇಷನ್. Large companies in India have the option of procuring from overseas suppliers, and this may put Indian MSME in a disadvantageous position. Tighter patent laws also put MSME at a disadvantage. Because of the patent laws, okay, MSME simply they cannot make use of the technology developed by some other company. If some company is having a patent related to some technology, okay, either these companies have to buy patent or they have to pay some money to make use of the technology. Okay, simply they cannot do the piracy or copyright like that. They cannot go for doing. Okay, so they have to pay for accessing to these technologies. Then again, that will result in increase in cost. This is another disadvantage. Okay, this completes challenges or problems of MSME. In next class, I will continue with